Hi Libra, it is time to do your second half of August reading. So we will take a look at love first, and then we will look at career and work and all those fun things. So let's get started for the sign of Libra. Lovely Libras out there. Let's see what's going on for love. Highest and clearest messages, please, for the Libras out there. And the highest and clearest messages for Libras out there for the second half of August in love. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, let me look at who's coming towards you, and then I'm going to start the reading then. Where are they? Who is this that Libra is dealing with? What is going on here? Give me a picture of them, please. Just the three cards. Towards Libra, please. Who's this person? Give me a clear and highest outlook at this person, please, towards Libra. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So you have a lot of people in your reading, Libra, which I do notice seems to happen a lot with you guys. So let me just take a look at this. We got King of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Swords. Something is done. All right. Let's see what goes together. What stands out here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I think this is a couple, who at one time, were, and it doesn't mean it's over, but, or that you'll never be that again. But at one time, have been sort of very passionate with each other. There was obviously something here. I think one, was more of a tendency, probably, it's hard to tell which one is which because they're both fire. So, can't really tell. So but it does look like, whether it's you or them, one of them is, one of the people in this equation is more forward looking, looking to the future, looking towards things like that. And the other one is sort of more like nostalgic and like looking at what used to be and, that kind of stuff. And it just seems like right now, or in this juncture, like I said, this is just a 2-week reading. Like right now, there's just this sort of coldness, from, a little bit from you, and probably for a reason, and which I kind of see here. With the Ten of Swords too, the Ten of Swords a lot of times is like the end of a cycle and it's done and, all that kind of stuff. I don't feel that here though. I don't feel like it's done. I just feel like you right now are just kind of done. Like you need, to kind of get away. I see you kind of being sad, being, a little remorseful right now, like looking back a little bit with some regrets, things like that. Being a little bit, feeling a little bit invisible in this marriage or this relationship. Okay. And it's like a coldness, that you're feeling, and you're not used to that. You're used to a little bit more warmth and things. So I don't like that. And that could be coming from the other person, maybe that's why too. There is some kind of odd something that we don't see here. So let me see what that might be. It's the only card that doesn't really fit with everything else. What's a Four of Cups here for, please? Four of Cups. What are you doing there? You kind of stand out. Well, I know. Okay, that could be, yeah, all right, let me see. Is that what that is? Cups for Libra. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think like this is kind of like reaching out, like one of you. I'm not sure who it is. You know, it might be you, or it might be them. Kind of reaching out and saying, you know, we need to do something about this. Even maybe offering up like some couples therapy or you know something like that. Like just saying like a peace offering, like we need to figure this out or you know something. But I just feel like it's just going to lead to more bickering and arguments and confusion. So, you know, and I'm not saying don't do therapy or don't do it or anything like that, because, you know, that can be cut through really quick. I mean, this is just a 2 week reading. So, of course, if, you know, something like that, you can benefit from it, cool. I just think in the beginning during this time, there might be more bickering than actually solutions, you know, and not necessarily bickering. It could just be confusion or, you know, not being on the same page, you know. There's just something that you're not very enthusiastic about with this whole situation, and it's kind of depressing to you. You know, I'm just gonna, you know, be honest. You know, there is, you know, possible healing that could come from this, though. If it is like an offer of, hey, let's talk, or hey, let's maybe go to a therapist, or hey, let's see if we can work this out. I think at first you're going to be like, you know, closed off to it because you're angry or you're upset or whatever. But I think, you know, in the long run, after you get through the cut through the confusion, the chaos, all that kind of stuff, you know, I think there could be some hope and healing left in this situation for you. So as far as who this person is that you are dealing with, their core, their personality, I can see, you know, this is probably difficult for you because they're, you know, they have the Two of Cups. And it's like, this is a person who is very deep, you know, and they're very, well, not necessarily deep. They're very romantic. They're very good at romance. Okay. So, and they connect easily, you know, to others, you know, on a good level, you know, on an authentic level. Okay. But what they're feeling towards you right now is the Moon card. So that's a little tough. You know, it's a very deep energy. It's a very some kinds of very deep melancholy, you know, energy. It's also they could be feeling you have a secret or they might have a secret, you know, and they are thinking that light will be shed on it. That's possible. I don't see this as, even though we do have a lot of people in the reading, I don't necessarily see it as, you know, that this person is cheating or something like that. It's possible, you know, because they are, you know, they do have that ability to connect with people on such a deep level and on authentic. It's so hard to say on an authentic level. Try saying that. I don't know. For some reason, it's like hard to say on an authentic. But there's something deep, there's something weird going on here. All right. Because this is like in the position of how they feel towards you. And, you know, the Moon card it's not like, I mean, there's feelings there, you know, they're just very deep and weird right now. So, you know, now the outcome is the Hierophant. So that is a card of marriage, of committal, of I'm in it for the haul, you know, so I do like that, you know, this person, they will probably want to work with you, you know, and not give up, you know, on this situation. So I feel like there might be some couples therapy in your future, Libra, you know, and I don't mean to make light of that, you know, but hey, you know, I think this might be worth taking a look at. Because I do see this, you know, there is something here. And this person isn't quite ready to throw in the towel. I think you've kind of thought about it, but I don't think you are either necessarily. So, but I do feel you need change. You know, I think that maybe, you know, you need to, you know, regain that passion and start looking, if you've been looking at the past and at the nostalgic part of things, you definitely need to start looking forward into the future and building a new passion because the old one doesn't work anymore. Okay. Or if it's the other way around, whereas you look too much to the future and you're not really, looking back on like the reality of things, then adjust that. I tend to think it's the first scenario though. And I think that that's important. I think the coldness will disappear at some point towards the end of the month, on your end. And again, there's probably a reason why I'm not saying you're cold, Libra, because you're not, obviously, A, you're a Libra, which is super cool. And B, I have the passionate cards right here. So I know that you're not a cold person. I just feel like this energy right now is kind of putting you there for a reason, and it could be all kinds of things, with the moon card, I've seen all kinds of stuff, this can be drinking, this can be prescription drug abuse. This can be, all kinds of things, going on. It can be secrets. It can be third party, there's a 50 million scenarios, it could just be somebody who's dark and melancholy, so, it's all kinds of that kind of deal. With this card too, you might just kind of, like I said, feel invisible in your marriage right now, or I keep saying marriage. I don't know if you guys are married, whatever. I'm just saying that because I see this card. But in this, scenario, but I do think there's healing in the future. And I think that you're going to come out of this. It's just about the key, I think, is finding the way to look forward into the future and create new passions. And no, I'm not saying go get the, latest kinky sex book and introduce, handcuffs to your routine. More than that. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I'm talking about like, passion for something, even if it has nothing to do with your relationship. Like if it's, just getting a hobby or getting an interest in something new. Sometimes just that, even if it has nothing to do with your relationship and you guys don't even have it in common and you decide to go do this, like maybe you decided to go take up art, but that that opens you up and makes you this whole new kind of person that then, that spurs this and that spurs that. And then you guys, have these like new interesting experiences together. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of thing more is what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at, career now, the career and work for Libra. So what's going on in the career and work sector for the sign of Libra, please, for the last half of the month. Hold on 1 second. You got to give Frankie a little attention. Yes, because you're so cute, Frankie. Yes, you are. Okay. Yeah, see, I see you. Yes, I know it sucks when I do videos all day and we don't hang out as much. All right, sorry. Okay, so work and career for Libras, please. The highest and clearest messages for Libras regarding their work and career. For Libras watching this video. Work and career. Ooh, Tower card action. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. What's going on? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Maybe some of the stuff in the love thing kind of travels over and has something to do with work life also. Because I'm getting some similar cards. And I shuffled pretty good. And they're different enough. So, okay. So, yeah. Some of this may involve that, actually. Because we have the Tower right in the center, so that tells me something's like going on, with a job or something like that, finances, whatever. We have this card that we had earlier in your sector with love. So, I feel like, something here has thrown you guys for a loop, thrown you for a loop. And I think it's time, if you've been taking a hiatus or something like that and, whatever, it's probably time to start looking again. Maybe you just started looking and this is, this could be what's causing this a little bit is because you're receiving an offer, but it's like, it's not an offer you really like. It's not an offer that you feel is really going to pay off. You're not into it. And maybe that's causing some problems in the love sector because, maybe your partner's pushing you and saying, oh my God, take a job. It's a job, but you're like, I don't really want to do that because it's not really going to lead anywhere, and maybe it has nothing to do with your partner and maybe you don't have one. Either way, I kind of feel like that is the energy though, that it's like something happened and it's like, oh my God. And, now, there's this offer, but you're not really thrilled with it. It's like, you might have to go and like study something else to learn to get better at it, or it just might not be enough money, point blank. What it might be boring to you, like, maybe you just don't want to do it. I mean, in your one sector, it's telling you to take action, but act like in a leader capacity. So, maybe look for things that are a little bit step up. Maybe this isn't going to satisfy you. A lot of times when I see the Page of Pentacles, it's not a bad card in a work or career reading because I feel like hopeful with it. I feel like it has the potential to grow into something else and be good seeds to plant that will like eventually turn into something very stable. I don't feel that here. I just don't. I don't think that that is the case. I think that it's like it's a lousy offer, and it's like you're not into it. And I think that you should kind of, if you can, and I know that's tough, in the financial, the way things are these days where everything's $1,000,000. If you can hold out, and, try to present yourself as a king, as a leader, as a more experienced person, I do believe that a good match will come along. You got a couple kings in your reading here in the possible future. So, but in the near future, you have this like kind of offer. All right, you end up with the Death card. So, I do feel like something is transitioning, something's changing here. I will say, though, at the bottom of the deck, you have good cards. So, okay, this could be the end of something, absolutely, with the Tower card, yeah. But something is transitioning into something better, all right? Because we have the Six of Wands. These just didn't come out yet, all right? So I'm expecting this probably more towards September. The Six of Wands, you have the Fool card, and you have the Nine of Cups. So these are very, much more favorable cards for a work and career reading. Kind of having confidence, getting your confidence back, feeling on top of things again, getting recognized, for that. Taking a leap of faith into something maybe completely brand new for you, and then having that wish, kind of fulfilled. Like, oh, good, I made the right move. And, I took this crazy chance and it paid off, So I do like those cards. I think they're more interesting and more exciting. I think the offer that's in front of you now is like ho-hum and, not really anything that's going to super pay off for you. So if you can hold out, and again, this is tarot. So by no means is this to be taken as literal, if you have a job offer, I'm a fan of taking any job offer, if there's a job, take it, but I'm just reading the cards. So take it as you will. My advice is entertainment purposes only in a tarot read would be that the offer probably isn't that great. It's not going to excite you. Probably going to end up, it'd be like you'd probably end up quitting anyway kind of deal. Whereas, you have this potential, if you just hang in there, something is going to change, but you need to get your confidence back, for that to happen. You need to get your passions going again, step into yourself, and feel like more, recognize your experience and then your value. Okay. And then something else better can come along. All right. If this is not a new opportunity, let's see if there's anything going on at work. I mean, if there's something like going on at work, it could be happening right now, and it's definitely not pleasing you, not making you happy. It could be something like, some sort of closing down of departments, and they're offering you this like crap position. That could be, if so, hold out, try to show them your experience and, all that sort of thing. Another thing is some of you could be working on a real estate license too, which would be very beneficial to you. That could pay off in the long run. I would definitely think that's probably a good match for you. That's about all I see, really. So this really seems to be more about somebody who is in between jobs or just getting a job and starting to get offers. So, okay. All right, I will leave it there, Libra, and hope some of that worked out for you okay. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up if you want to, and subscribe if you haven't. That's where you'll get notified when I go live and do my live things. And I think that's it. All right, I'll see you guys in September. All my information's at the bottom of the video, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.